Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to today's video. Welcome to today's video, but welcome back to the FPL RTG, or the Path to Glory, Road to Glory, whatever you want to call this. Game week 1 is finished. It's over and done with. In fact, I'm recording this on the Saturday early in the morning, 20 to 1 in the morning. I have just finished watching the highlights for all the games, which we'll go through in a second. And first things first, okay, we can't see the scores on this screen. We have to go to points. I finished on 63 points, which is not bad. It is above average, and it's only half of the highest points, but I'm pretty sure someone in the highest points, I think they'll probably use like a bench boost of some sort. And unfortunately, I left in Walker and Rodrigo. Rodri was injured. Oh, he's got a 25% chance of playing. I've already subbed him out, and I'll show you who I've actually picked in a second. But Walker played no minutes, unfortunately, and obviously Rodri played no minutes. I played Romero, who played a full 90 minutes and could have got a clean sheet. But Vardy, one of the GOATs of the Premier League, he's not like the GOAT, but you know, he's a world-class striker. He got himself a goal. He played really well. Martinez, unfortunate to not get a clean sheet with, against West Ham. Obviously the penalty. Paqueta scored. I'm just trying to remember all the highlights. I mean, there's a few talking points, and when I go through the scores below, I will, I'll remember a lot more about the actual games themselves. I had McTominay in, and he came close to scoring. He played 6 minutes. Was it McTominay? I think it was McTominay. And then obviously Xerxes stole the ball off him with like a little stud touch, and it went in. Quite a decent goal. Garnacho with the assist. Salah, player of the week from what the Premier League is saying, Fantasy Premier League. He got himself 14 points for me, and so did Haaland for me. Haaland got a goal, and unfortunately got a yellow card, so he got -1 point, and he got a bonus of 2 points. Played the 90 minutes. Salah played 90 minutes, got a goal, got an assist, we got a clean sheet as well, and a bonus of 3 points. If I'd have captained him, that would have been insane. I also had Kai Havertz here, played 90 minutes, got a goal and an assist and bonus points. He played pretty well as well. Trent obviously got a clean sheet. Could have gotten himself an assist. Diogo Jota missed a clean header, which is weird for him because that's kind of his speciality in a way. He's scoring from, crosses and with his head. He did get a goal though, did Jota, and I'm kind of annoyed I didn't have him in my team. Instead I had Luis Diaz. Played 90 minutes. We also got the clean sheet as well, which is good. I kind of wish I did pick Alisson now, but I wasn't too confident against Ipswich, and it kind of showed in the first half. Ipswich should have had a goal or two. They had such good chances, and then we finally turned up in the second half. And obviously, I am a Liverpool fan, so all of these, when I'm talking about all the games and stuff, I'm going to be more knowledgeable of the Liverpool game because I always watch them live regardless, and then rewatch the highlights again because it's my team. But that is my team as well. Obviously, Sleeper, they won 2-0. He played 9 minutes, got himself a clean sheet, which is good. And then my bench, zeros, which is what we want to see. It's rough seeing someone on your bench get points that you could have put on the main team. So, for example, if Taylor would have played, I mean, he would have probably got himself like a point or two for playing some, minutes. So he'd have been better than Kyle Walker. But they did lose, 1-0 to Newcastle. And the talking point in that game was the Brereton Diaz sort of coming together with, I can't remember the player, Fabian Schär, I think it was. And it looked like Schär, headbutted him. I believe Brereton Diaz took a dive there. He took, made the most of it. It benefited them. And they still lost 1-0, which I'm so glad they lost because it's rough to see teams get cheated against and then lose. I'm glad he actually lost. Anyways, so these are the scores right here. Scores on the doors. 1-0, against Fulham for Man U. Very late goal. They got saved. We won 2-0. Only good in the second half, I will admit. Arsenal played pretty well against Wolves. Wolves had their chances, and they play Chelsea next, I'm pretty sure. So that is going to be quite a good game. Everton, I'm so glad they lost 3-0. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I'm glad regardless. But I know a lot of people picked Pickford in their teams. And I was never going to pick Pickford at all. Not even if he changed teams and became the greatest keeper of all time. He's arrogant. He's got big ego. He concedes a lot, to be fair. He does have some good saves in him. But they lost 3-0, which is incredible for that. Newcastle, Southampton, yeah, the dive. 10 men, the 1 still. Forest versus Bournemouth, obviously. I hope for a speedy recovery for Danilo. I think it was a dislocation from what I heard. And yeah, they had a last minute goal, did Forest. I think, was it Forest or Bournemouth even? Bournemouth had a last minute winner. I'm pretty sure if I click on here, it'll actually probably tell us, yeah, Samino. Chris Wood though, man. Oh, it's rough to see him scoring because obviously I'm from Leeds. Chris Wood was an ex-Leeds player, so it's kind of rough to still see these ex-Leeds players. I even do it with Liverpool players as well. It's kind of rough to see, ex-Liverpool players actually just outperforming where they should. A talking point is for the Spurs game. Pedro Porro got a goal, and I'm pissed because a fair few people I know had him in their team, so they got extra points for a defender scoring a goal. And Jamie Vardy, he is back again in the Premier League, back with another goal as well, which is incredible. He is now joint second of goals scored in the first game week with 8. Salah broke the record with 9 against Ipswich, which is incredible. He's now, the holding record holder. He's the record holder, basically, right now. He was on 8, and then obviously with, I think it was Rooney, Lampard, and someone else I can't remember. Now Vardy's on 8 as well, so he's obviously matched that sort of record. Man City beat Chelsea 2-0, pretty easy in bog standard for them. Haaland and Kovacic. Kovacic weirdly getting a goal, but it was some goal, and, they played pretty well. I feel like Chelsea had their moments. Like, Nicholas Jackson had such a good chance, which was weirdly a very good shot for a striker, considering how good or bad Nicholas Jackson is. He's not the best in the world. It was a bit of an odd move to see him go to Chelsea when I don't know if I just don't really know much about him, because it's just like he came out of the blue and signed with Chelsea. But I remember one of the players headed it back towards the net, and as it was dropping, he took like a volley, and it obviously literally hit Ederson. I feel like any other striker that gets that hit is putting it in one of the corners. But the fact he's, like, someone's headed it back in, you'd expect like another jump up and a head. He let that fall and had a volley on, which was absolutely, like, crazy, in my honest opinion. Brentford 2-1. Liverpool have got Brentford next. Mbeumo scoring yet again. He was clutch last year. Visser, very good player as well. I'm kind of worried for Liverpool when they play Brentford next, but, we're not Crystal Palace. So, is what it is. Obviously, Crystal Palace getting their goal from a Brentford own goal. So, from Pinnock. So, Brentford weren't 100% that day. And I think it's at Anfield the next game anyway. So, it's going to be a bit more in our favour. Let's have a look here. We've got Brighton against Man U, which is going to be a good game. Brighton are actually top of the table because they obviously won 3-0. I feel like they're going to, play pretty well against Man United. But, Man U being Man U, they could be back. Who knows? This is the best thing I like about football. It is very unpredictable. And I believe it could be a draw. It could go either way. It's very unpredictable. That game. We've got Crystal Palace versus West Ham. Again, I can't see any winners there. I can just see a draw for some reason. Same with Leicester and Fulham. Obviously, Leicester winning, drawing 1-1. Fulham losing 1-0. They're both kind of there. They both conceded one. One of them just scored a goal. Man City, I think, are going to demolish Ipswich because obviously, when it comes to Man City, they know how to dominate teams and know when to score, these goals. Obviously, I'm not, doubting Liverpool. We are an amazing team as well. But you can only go from your last game. And Man City literally tore Chelsea apart. Most of the game. Chelsea had the chance, obviously, but that always happens in every game. Other teams always have at least 1 or 2, chances. Ipswich had the chances against Liverpool really early on, and they just bottled it. So, but I feel like Man City's going to win that game 4 or 3-0, in my honest opinion. So, a lot of people here are actually triple captain in Haaland, which is a good shout. Southampton versus Nottingham Forest. I feel like Nottingham Forest are going to beat Southampton. I feel like Southampton are just a bit, rocky, and they couldn't beat a 10-man Newcastle. So I just don't think they've got, like, the puzzle pieces in the right places, and I don't think they're, like, connected just yet. Who knows, though? Football's unpredictable. Spurs versus Everton. Everton obviously losing 3-0. Spurs drawing 1-1 after going 1-0 up. I feel like Spurs will beat Everton, but I feel like it's going to be like a 2-1 or 3-1 maybe for Spurs. I feel like Everton might just get, like, a cheeky goal, and they might be like, okay, good momentum, we got this, but losing 3-0 in the last game, that'll loom over them a little bit, so I think that's going to knock the confidence. Aston Villa versus Arsenal is going to be a rough game to predict, because if I remember correctly, I could be way off with this. The last 4 times they played each other, Aston Villa have won twice, Arsenal have won once, and they've drawn once. And for research purposes, I'm going to look this up really quickly, because obviously, I'm a bit of a gambling man. I get free bets on, like, Sky Bet and all this, and, Bet365, blah, 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 and I'll always do hackers. I'm pretty sure I've got Arsenal to win against Aston Villa, because I feel like I feel like Arsenal are really, like, quite a good team right now, and I feel like they're going to beat Aston Villa. If we go to the head-to-head real quickly here, and let's have a look at the last game. So, the last game was 14th of April, last season, obviously, Aston Villa won 2-0. Before that, Aston Villa won 1-0. Before that, Arsenal won 4-2. Before that, Arsenal won 2-1. 1-0 Arsenal, 3-1 Villa, 3-1 Arsenal, 1-0 Villa. Okay, so I don't know where I saw the draw, but Villa have won back-to-back against them. And they did the double against them last season, I'm pretty sure. Is that what it is? So, I think, actually, I might have got this wrong. I don't know where this April game's coming from, because they played in February the 18th, 2023, and Arsenal won 4-2. But then they played December, oh, wait, never mind. I've got the dates wrong around, because obviously the season finishes after the February games, before the December games. I had them switched around for some reason, but yeah, December, Aston Villa beat Arsenal. April, Aston Villa beat Arsenal. They did the double against them, and Arsenal couldn't score against them, but I feel like it's just going to be different. Arsenal are at home. I feel like that's an easy win for them. And on a Sunday, we've got my boys against Brentford. I feel like we're going to win that game. I do believe we're going to concede, so I feel like we're going to win 2-1 or 3-1. Chelsea versus Wolves is going to be a rough game. Obviously, Wolves losing 2-0, and I just don't think Wolves were that really that connected. Who they played Arsenal, yeah. I just don't think they had the puzzle pieces together as well, so I feel like they're going to lose this game, but they could score. But I feel like it's going to be an easy game for Chelsea to win, and obviously coming off the 2-0 win against Servette, in the Europa Conference League. I feel like they've got the momentum, the form is sort of like building back again. Obviously losing 2-0 to City. You can't fault them for that. City is, obviously one of the top teams right now. So it's not like you can be harsh on the team for losing to a team like that. Yeah, if it was Fulham lost 2-0, then I feel like they'd be going to shake it into the next Premier League game. But I think it is what it is. Bournemouth versus Newcastle. Obviously, I remember the Newcastle game. They went down 10 men and still won. Bournemouth, the Forest game, where they had the injury early on from Danilo, for Forest. And then the Bournemouth player that actually was involved in that, that injury and that clash, scored a last-minute winner. Last-minute equaliser, should I say. I feel like Bournemouth are going to lose that game. Honestly, I feel like Newcastle have got them, and I feel like it's going to be like a 2-0, 3-0. And that's my predictions for the, the games. Now, this is good. I'm going to go to my team now. I'm going to pick my team. I've got all my things still available. This is my team. I've still got Walker in. I feel like, Pep Guardiola's going to rotate a little bit here and put Walker back in. I've still got Romero. I'm still keeping Saliba. Still keeping Trent. Got Salah, Luis Diaz, McTominay, Haaland, Havertz. I've made the change from Rodri to Kovacic. Although, if you have been paying attention to the transfer market recently, Gundogan has returned to City. Meaning, Pep might start him over Kovacic against Ipswich. But the fact Kovacic scored in the last game means he's got some form built up and he's obviously, he's warmed up, he's ready. He could keep that form going. It's going to be like a hit and miss whether, Kovacic starts or Gundogan starts. Obviously, Gundogan returning from Barcelona. He was at City, obviously, so he's got the history, he's got the experience, he's got, the know-how. He's got the experience over Kovacic, so, and the relationships, the connections, blah, blah, blah. It's, going to be too hard to determine, too hard to guess. But then I'm going, obviously, Haaland and Havertz still, keeping the bench the same. I am going to I'm probably going to do some transfers in the next window after this. Let's have a look who I've got here. This is game week 3. Liverpool are playing Man U, so I'm definitely going to have to take McTominay off because obviously if we beat Man U, McTominay is going to get no points. If Man U beat us or score against us, my 3 Liverpool players are going to get less points, obviously, minus the clean sheet. I might take Diaz out next week for either Jota, see if I can squeeze in some. I really want to squeeze in De Bruyne at some point. But obviously, you've got to sort of like build up your team's value as well. So if I scroll down to here, my squad value's gone up now from obviously 100 million to 100.1 million. So the squad value is 99.1. And I've still got a million in the bank. So it's more like 99 quid, 100 quid. I like to believe it's like millions. I don't know. It just is what it is. And so the rankings based, I am 2.8 million in the world overall. And obviously, I don't know why there's like a 3-point difference there. Well, 2.2. Position difference there. 713,000th in the world for England. Well, in English, I say in the world. And 656,000th in the world. That's a Liverpool fan. I'm assuming that's in the world and not just England. But it is what it is. I'm also in the PCS FPL League. And your boy is going to dominate and beat everybody. I'm not going to go click on the league as well because obviously there's personal names in there. I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to expose people's names, blah, blah, blah. I respect of them, but your boy's coming top. I've obviously just joined, so I don't have a rank yet, but I'm pretty sure after game week 1, I came joint 3rd or 4th-ish. A few people with 70 points, and someone who had 61 points who I came above, who I work with in my department, so we're going to have that bit of rivalry, and I can't wait for it. But he is also a Liverpool fan, so it's kind of funny. We're going to be talking about the Liverpool games, but obviously battling on here. But these are the hits we got, well, not the hits, these are the power-ups we've got. We've got bench boost, triple captain, free hit, and wild card. I know for a fact a lot of people are going to be playing the triple captain on Haaland against Ipswich. But I'm going to wait out a little bit. I might use mine on Salah at some point. Let's see where Liverpool are playing in the next game weeks. We've got Forest there. We've got Bournemouth there. Wolves there. Depending on obviously form for other teams we're playing against, I'm going to use it at some point. Chelsea there. Ooh, Chelsea. Arsenal. Oh my god, Chelsea then Arsenal. Then Brighton. If Brighton are still top by then, that's going to be crazy. Aston Villa there. I feel like I might use it. Southampton. Maybe that Southampton game there. We play Man City on the 30th of November. I'm looking for the Everton game. There it is. Oh, 7th of December. We're away to Everton though. That's the unfortunate thing. I might use it on Boxing Day, I might just throw that out there. We'll play Fulham there. 21st of December, we play Spurs. Boxing Day, we play Leicester. Ooh. Depending on Leicester's form, I might use it there. And depending on Everton's form, I might use it against Everton there. But obviously, we've got to pay attention to Haaland as well, who is actually my captain. I'll change it to Salah when we're against, like, you know, a good-looking, easy opponent. I might even obviously look at Havertz as well. Maybe even Trent. There might be like a game where I feel like Trent's going to get a lot of assists, and we might, might get like 3 different goal scorers. Who knows? But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this second episode. Obviously, it's going to be a bit longer because we're comparing game week 1. We're looking at the scores. I've watched the highlights. I am sort of like giving my feedback on what I thought of the game week, the game weeks, the scores. You guys can leave it in the comment section down below as well. And obviously, I'm showing my team, I'm showing my points, picking my team for next week, and, showing what transfers I'm doing. There may be like weeks where I'm going to, cost my points. I don't want to use my free hit and wildcard this early. But I'm going to do some research this year. I'm going to take this really seriously because I want this series to kind of bang. And, I want to become sort of like in the community of being a football YouTuber as well. When it comes to my YouTube channel, I'm literally just branching out into everything and anything. So, you're going to see loads of gaming videos on here. You're going to see FPL. You might even see skits at some point. I've got some skits in my head for some weird reason. I just do. And I've also got another channel where I upload music. I've even got some other secret short channels that I'm working on, and if they sort of blow up, I'll obviously make a video on here about it and be like, oh, this was me all along, blah, 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 blah. I've got loads of videos in the works right now. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. If you're not already, that would be highly appreciated. I'd love you to bits. And you can always subscribe after, it's free. But nonetheless, the most important thing is I want you guys to stay safe, stay hydrated, look after yourselves, and look after each other. I've been your boy Mr. Evo, and this is the team of Evolution, the FPL Road to Glory. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.